why warm up? What is the importance of warm ups? If any one of you, if you want to present your view, why do we say you have to warm up? Unmute and tell.
So I think because our body tends to be a little stiff before workout, so the warm up kind of helps loosen the muscles a little and get them into the groove of lifting weights and getting accustomed to the pressure we want to put on the body as a whole.
Our muscles are generally stiff when we are beginning with the workout. Okay, now that gives us one thing as well. For example, if someone is living in UK, like Sumukji, you're living in UK, and let's say it's the time when there is a lot of cold. Okay, for example, it's -5, -6, whatever the temperature is, and let's say someone who is living in India, who is living in 30 degrees of the temperature, do you guys think both of them will be needing the same warm up? No, right? Because the amount of stiffness a guy would be having in a cold place will be much higher than the person who is living in a hot temperature. Very important point is that warm up will differ for everyone. By warm up basically को थोड़ा सा easy करते हैं. For example, when we are doing something, right, it raises your body temperature, it raises the temperature of your muscle. Okay, and what happens is there is a constant rush of your blood and the increase of oxygen in that area. What it does is it loosens up that muscle. The more you grow, the more warm up you need. So first point was warm up varies based on the temperature. Second, warm up may vary on your current fitness level. Third, warm up may vary according to your age. Okay, so as a general rule, the older you are, the more warm up your body will need for the exercise. Okay, so every day has a different warm up set. Okay, so now warm up is divided into 3 phases. One is raising our body temperature, second is dynamic movements, and third is basically your exercise specific warm up. Okay, these are the components of any warm up. Okay, you can warm up by a treadmill walk, you can warm up by cycling, you can warm up by doing a cross trainer, you can do warm up by, let's say, doing skipping. Okay, and probably you can do jumping jacks. Now one very important thing is, for example, I am someone who can do 5 to 6,000 skipping probably in half an hour or 35 minutes because I have been doing it for a long time. But if you are someone who is learning a skill, that is not considered as a warm up. Warm up should be our comfortable setting. That's why a lot of people choose to walk, because walk is something we all do. Okay, Sumukji.
Yeah, just wanted to ask about on the same lines that when you said warm up, so like for example cross trainers or treadmills, so all these part, like when we do stretching as well, is this also considered as like warm up?
As I told you, there are 3 stages, right? First, we are elevating our heart rate. Then we are doing dynamic stretches, what you are referring, and then what we are doing is exercise specific warm up. So for example, Sumukji, you enter into the gym. First thing that you want to do is, I am going a little off topic here. So for example, you are someone who does a job, or probably you are a business owner or whatever. For example, Preeti here is an advocate, right? It involves a very stressful job. So what you always do is, first you settle down and breathe for a while. Okay, we switch between tasks without using our mind. For example, one time I am at a home, I just took my car and I started working out. Now this becomes a primary reason of why people get injured in the gym. Okay, first what you have to do is, whenever you enter to the gym, you have to sit down, sit on the mat or whatever you are comfortable in, and then straighten your spine and then just take 10 deep breaths. That's very important, and try to consciously be in the gym. Okay, just give yourself this task. Okay, Preeti, you have 45 minutes. I am a mother, I have children to take out for, I have a job to look out for, Mayank, I have a business to look out for, I have employees to look out for. You just say 45 minutes, I am now in the gym. मेरी जितनी भी परेशानियां हैं, they are outside, and इसको मैं बाहर में बाद में देखूंगा, not now. Every physical activity done with proper intention can give you mental benefits as well. So why injury happens is, your body is not synced in with your mind. Generally, people look at things very superficially. Don't look at things superficially. Just go to the root. Generally, what people think is ABCD is happening together, right? Our brain can only do one thing at a time. So if you are stressed out when you are entering to the gym and you are going to lift weight, okay, just imagine if you are stressed out. Let's say you have crossed your 30. You don't even have a gym experience a lot. Then what is going to happen? You're going to succumb to that weight. You're not going to lift that weight properly. Right? So guys, whenever you enter into the gym, one basic rule: stay away from injuries. The day you get injured, your transformation stops. And you are moving towards the second point. Now, you have stabilized your mind. Now, go for a 10 minutes, not more. If you have time, and if you are living in a country which is very cold, 10 minutes. That's what I want to see. A little, it should not be an absolute brisk walk, but it should not be a leisure park walk as well. we need to get your heart pumping a little. Okay, not heavy on the breath, but it should not be a leisure walk as well. Okay, either walk, cycle. Okay, for example, now let's say you're training legs. What modality do you think is going to be most effective? Elliptical, walking, cycling, skipping. What do you think is going to be more beneficial for you? यहाँ KBC थोड़ी है, गलत आंसर भी दे दो कि चलेगा यार.
Yeah, maybe cycling or
क्या
walking.
बात है सुनो, all awesome. See, cycling, because what cycling is doing is cycling is warming up our thighs muscle, and it is also warming up our knees, which is very important when we are training legs. Okay, if you're doing, let's say, chest, I would rather pick skipping, especially for my chest days, because it's an overall workout, right? I'm using my wrist, right? I'm using my shoulders, so it's better than any other modality. But you should know what goes behind the program. So let's say I enter to the gym. I'm just going into the micro detailing. I enter into the gym. Let's say Pratyush ji enter into the gym. He says, okay, I don't have time today. I just have 30 minutes, but warm up is a must. So what I'll do is, I will not go on a treadmill for 10 minutes. What I'll do is probably 5 minutes of intense jumping jack. That saves my 5 minutes. Every minute is important when you want to show up somewhere, right? Right? So you have to be smart in picking up. It's not just okay, you have to elevate your heart rate. We have to be smart. Okay, now moving on to the next thing. Understand the difference. There are two types of stretches. One is a dynamic stretch and one is a static stretch. Anyone who knows the difference between the two, as the name is very clear, but if you have any idea, like, you guys can tell. Any vague idea? कोई नहीं, as I say, KBC नहीं है.
So as I think, as per the name says, it's like static stretching is more of when you stretch out your body parts, staying at a place, not moving here and there. Okay, but dynamic is like more around when you move around to do stretching, kind of. Yeah.
Awesome, amazing. Let me rephrase. So dynamic, as the name suggests, it involves some sort of continuous movement. Static, as the name suggests, you are static at one place, stationary at one place. Most of the yoga poses that I am talking about, asana, right? Patanjali says sthiram sukham asanam. Any posture which is hold for a comfortably long time is an asana. Okay, now this is static stretch. If you're holding something for 15, 20, 30 seconds, that's a static. That we always do as a part of cool down. Let's say I am doing this. Okay, what do you think? This is a dynamic stretch or a static stretch?
Static.
Awesome. Okay, but let's see. Like, you guys must be seeing that a lot of this, right? They do this, right? This is a very popular dynamic exercise. It's very important to understand the joint which is at play. For example, let's say we are doing legs, and most people get injured when they're doing legs. So legs involving your ankle joint, knee joint, hip joint, but it does not stop at that. It involves spine as well. So it's very important to warm up all these joints before jumping into the exercise. Okay, not only it will prevent you with the injuries, but it will enhance your performance as well. Chalo, so once you have performed dynamic movements, now we are still not done. For example, now you're going to do first exercise. Let's say Sumukji is training chest. Okay, and you're training and doing, let's say, flat bench press. Okay, the exercise we lie on the bench and then flat bench press. Okay, now if you're doing bench press, you are going to pick maximum of 40% of the load of what you can actually lift. Okay, and do two sets. For example, let's say you can lift 100 kgs of dead. Then you will pick first set 40 kgs, then next set probably 60 kgs, and then you will come to the main working set. So 2 sets you are going to perform for the first exercise in your plan for lighter weight. That is something we call exercise specific warm up. Now you are warmed up for a particular session.